The mailman was afraid, but what the Doberman did was brave. You wouldn't think being a mailman is inherently dangerous, but these jobs have certain risks. One of the biggest dangers? Dog bites. Dogs are very territorial and don't like it when a stranger enters their property. They can cause them to become violent and attack mailmen or couriers who are just trying to do their jobs. Most dogs seem to have a thing for postal workers, and Cato the Doberman is no different. But that doesn't mean the delivery man can't also have some fun, too. The relationship between a postal worker and a dog can sometimes be a difficult one, which has seen 2,445 postmen and women attacked by a dog in just the last year. But not all canines react so aggressively. Some pups actually look forward to their daily Royal Mail visitor. A clip shared online gives a unique insight into the dog and postman relationship. Filmed in the US, it shows a postal worker walking up the street towards a Doberman called Cato, who is watching the man intently. As the man gets closer, the dog gets into stalking-type pose, and the man stops still. As the video zooms in, you can see the postal worker begin to walk backwards, slowly, as the dog walks towards him. Then suddenly, the man turns and runs back down the road with the dog in hot pursuit. As the dog catches up with the man, it grabs his bag, turns around, and runs back the other way it came with the postal worker chasing after it. But while it may look as if the dog was aggressively chasing after the postman, viewers soon realized that the pair were actually playing a fun game together. Cato is trained to carry packages in his mouth, as revealed in another video, where the clever canine carries the owner's shopping bag in their mouth. So when Cato caught up with the postal worker, he naturally wanted to take the man's bag and carry it back up the street for him. Perhaps he should get a job as a canine courier. See what the mailman did when he contorts with animals. Traditionally, you wouldn't think a mailman and a dog go very well together. After all, basically every Saturday morning cartoon we watched as kids taught us that these two things do not mix. But one mailman has gained quite the online following by proving once and for all that people in his line of work can, and certainly do, get along with dogs. In fact, they can get along with a whole host of animals, well enough to even snap a sweet selfie with them. Meet Cristiano da Silva Antunes, a postman from Sao Paulo, Brazil, who's made it his mission to take a photo with every animal he meets on his daily route. It all began with this snap, a photo of a smiling Cristiano posing with a furry feline. Shared to his Instagram page, Carteiro Amigo dos Animals, animal-friendly postman, back in 2018, the translated caption was simple: the postman and the cat. Since the original selfie, Cristiano has gone on to share over 800 more, each one featuring a new and equally adorable animal he's met along his route. As of writing, the animal-friendly postman has amassed an impressive following of more than 100,000 fans, who shower his posts with thousands of likes and comments. Which isn't surprising. After all, these are some pretty freaking cute pictures. Perhaps what grabs most people's attention is just how happy Cristiano and the animals look in these heartwarming snaps. In fact, he's frequently pictured getting some generous kisses from his four-legged photographic pals, effectively squashing that silly old stereotype about dogs and mailmen. Just look at those pictures and tell me you still think they're mortal enemies. It's impossible. Oh, and it's not just dogs or cats who grace Cristiano's Instagram page either. The animal lover isn't particular to just the furry, four-legged animal variety. He's also snapped selfies with some rabbits, as you can see above. He's stopped to get cheesy with what appears to be a lizard. But Cristiano does more than just snap pictures with these animals. In fact, he actually rescues those in need if he happens to come across such an animal on his route. According to Distractify, Cristiano will bring sick and or injured animals off the streets to the vet to help them get the treatment they need. Once they're all better, he actually helps them find foster homes and eventually their forever home. So followers of Cristiano's Instagram page not only get to see some adorable animals, they also get to witness some strays get the happy ending they deserve. Clearly, this is just the kind of animal-loving mailman the world needed to really squash that silly old stereotype once and for all. This was an incredible situation. I've always wondered why dogs tried to chase down postmen. Though I'm pretty sure there might be some science behind it, this cartoon-like behavior has carried on since the dawn of time. Press F for the poor postman who had to deal with an unhappy Rottweiler. Eventually, someone would get tired of getting chased. The chasee would rise up and become the chaser. And why not have some fun with it as well? The postman strikes back. A video surfaced from the Friends of Biru Facebook page showcasing the standard fare of a postman getting chased by a dog. The dog seemed to actually be waiting for him to approach as well. In fact, another neighborhood pup seemed to think it was fun and decided to join in as well. The real twist came when the postman was eventually cornered. You could hear him say, "Now it's my turn to chase them," and he turned his bike around. The dogs were apparently caught off guard as they turned back and started running back to their respective homes. As of this writing, the videos garnered over 4,700 comments and over 34,000 reactions, most of them leaving likes or laughing reactions. His initial reaction run was understandable. Anyone would do the same if a dog suddenly started chasing them. At least he turned the tables on the pup and had some fun with it. Also, it provided some decent exercise for both parties. The dog almost killed him. Postwoman and CWU member Sharon Singer received 19 separate injuries when she was pounced on by two large, powerful Doberman dogs at an address in Wrangell, near Boston, on Monday, the 3rd of July. This occurred in the week of the CWU and Royal Mail Dog Awareness Week. CWU's National Healthy and Environmental Officer, Dave Joyce, gives us some detail of the appalling incident, whilst giving thanks to Sharon and her husband for allowing us to use photographs of some of her injuries on the website, in order to highlight the dangerous dogs and irresponsible owners' risk to postal workers, in the hope of further raising public awareness. Dave begins by setting out details of the incident and of Sharon's injuries. The most serious of the injuries to Sharon's arm required 4 hours of complex reconstruction surgery and skin grafts to repair muscles, tendons, nerves, and ligament damage. She's currently in the Boston Pilgrim Hospital. Sharon does the delivery rounds in Wrangell, just outside Boston, which she shares with her husband David on different days of the week, and ironically, either one of them could have ended up as the victim. There's no knowledge of the presence of these dogs, which apparently arrived at the house only a couple of days prior to the attack, as Sharon entered the address to deliver mail to the occupants. The two big dogs, which are a powerful athletic breed, attacked very quickly and aggressively and came at Sharon from nowhere, unexpectedly, without warning. This breed of dog is used by police forces and the military in various countries in Europe. Sharon remains in hospital and will have to undergo extensive treatment and further operations to treat her various serious injuries. Royal Mail has suspended deliveries to the address, and the Communication Workers Union is assisting Sharon and David and working with Royal Mail in relation to the shock to work colleagues at Boston Delivery Office. Sharon has been through what can only be described as a terrible, horrifying ordeal, which I wouldn't wish upon anyone. A police investigation is underway, and those responsible for the irresponsibility and reckless ownership of these potentially dangerous animals should face the full force of the law in due course if, as expected, the Dangerous Dogs Act has been breached. Sharon's life was in danger when this attack took place, and we're just relieved that she survived. Her life, however, will never be quite the same. I only hope the physical and psychological damage sustained in this attack can be repaired, but it won't be 100%. It never is in such cases. Referring to the Dog Awareness Week, Dave writes, "Last week was Royal Mail/Communication Workers Union National Dog Awareness Week because 7 postal workers are attacked and injured by dogs every day in the UK, 2,500 a year, and 15,000 in the last 5 years. It's ironic that Sharon should suffer such an appalling attack during Dog Awareness Week. We've been appealing publicly for dog owners to be more responsible and to control and restrain their animals when postmen and women deliver their mail, packets, and parcels 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year, and to 29 million addresses. The public enjoy a first-class service from Royal Mail, which is the best in the world, and everybody looks forward to these days to their mail order items being delivered by their local postman or postwoman. Unfortunately, however, some of them, but a minority, don't give any thought to the safety of the ordinary postman or woman when they bring their mail to the door. Postal workers deserve and are entitled to be safe at work wherever they go and go home at the end of the day as fit and as healthy as when they arrived in the morning. Not as in too many cases when they end up like Sharon, being taken to hospital in an ambulance with serious life-threatening injuries. The dogs have been seized by the police and a criminal investigation is underway. Royal Mail has suspended deliveries to the address indefinitely. Further reports will make in due course as the investigation and potential prosecution case develops and continues. On behalf of CWU HQ, we send our best wishes for a speedy and full recovery to Sharon Singer, and I would like to thank Sharon and David for their agreement and willingness to support full open publicity regarding the details of the attack, along with the injury photographs. Mailmen, couriers, and others entering the property to conduct business are considered licensees. Invitees, who are expressly invited onto the property, have a greater claim on the homeowner's duty of care. Trespassers have few to no legal rights in this regard. But property owners still have a duty to tell licensees of any unsafe condition on the property. A warning could be as simple as placing a "Beware of Dog" sign on the door or gate, for certainly includes keeping the dog locked away from the mailbox. If the dog was provoked to attack, such as by the mailman hitting the dog, screaming at the dog, or getting right in the dog's face menacingly, the owner may not be held liable in a court of law. Trespassing and provocation are the two main defenses for dog bites. However, we already know that mailmen aren't trespassing, and they usually do their best not to provoke dogs. If your dog attacked the mailman, your homeowner's insurance policy may cover the claim and pay out compensation, but that's not always the case.